Welcome back to DOOMineko, where I try to beat this heckin' gosh darn level that I'm really bad at.
Yes, this
Woo! Let's go. Ah! Sometimes I forget how. Whoa! That was okay.
Good start.
Well.
Good start. Welcome back to DOOMineko.
Can we do a retake with Sun again?
I mean, you're the one editing this.
It's true. I might just cut that out to save myself from embarrassment. Yeah, somehow.
Now we haven't reintroduced it, so you're just gonna have to live with it.
Okay, well, welcome to DOOMineko.
No, it's too late.
This
now
is
you're
part,
doing it in the middle of a level.
14. It's good. We're very professional here. I'm glad that you're all tuning in. What the fuck? I forgot how awful this room was. I'm just gonna run through.
Those turrets are pretty nuts.
They are. You just cannot be in the center of the room, or else you just die.
I just don't know what triggers the turret still, and I feel silly about it.
Oh my god. I really need to, like, remember how to play this game. I feel like I just need a moment. This is like chaos. It's like chaos incarnate. So it's been a while since we played this, in case you can't tell.
Literal seconds.
Literal seconds, but you know, God, I need to remember how to play this game. Okay, now what was it? It was like the first one he pops up at, so the last one. Anyway, we're here to talk about all of the DOOMineko news.
What DOOMineko news has there been?
I don't know. Erica's laughter is really disconcerting to me. I don't know there's been any news, and that's kind of weird, because we had DOOMineko Gold happening, and Saku's been announced, and When They Cry 5 is doing its thing, but, like, nothing crazy's happened since the last time we recorded, which I'm okay with. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of, you know, a slow month.
Yeah, it's good that finally after, like, what, 10 years?
10 years of straight DOOMineko content that has never ended.
Get the key.
I know, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this without getting murdered! Did it. Nailed it. Alright, cool. Yeah, after 10 straight years of non-stop DOOMineko fantastic content, it's finally taken a breather, and definitely has not stopped at any point in the middle. God, this level sucks. Alright. But on the plus side, we have been making content for about a year, 2 years now, maybe? Jesus.
No, it was like June 2007, 16.
16? That's definitely been 2 years.
17.
I was gonna say. Yeah, so we've been on for like a year and a half, which is good on us. We haven't stopped since. Rukushi, go on our level. That's all I'm saying.
I have a bunch of people that I collaborate and check in with podcasts and stuff that we're working on. Bunch of people working in the radio field, and I'm like, I've had a podcast going for a year and a half. It's like 180 episodes or something, and they're like, what? How?
How have you kept that going? Spoilers, it's with the love and adoration of our many fans.
Absolutely.
And then we cut to a shot of many fans arrayed, like, in a little office space. There you go. Futurama jokes are my favorite kind of jokes.
Is that a Futurama joke?
It is!
Wow.
What will happen to us? They're talking about how they're getting shut down, and and then Leela's like, what will it mean for our many fans? And it's a bunch of fans.
I see.
We're back on the air! You don't watch Futurama very much, then?
I've not watched Futurama. I've watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
I watched almost all of them, because I watched the first, like, 3 or 4 seasons, and then I couldn't find the rest of the show. I guess we just didn't have it on DVD. So I found it, you know, totally legally online, watched the rest of the episodes, except for the final season, because it just gets really boring, if I'm being honest. They do this weird thing where they try to have, like, every episode is unique. They have, like, episodes where the entire cast is fish.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not that, like, the characters have been turned into fish, it's just they are fish.
I see.
So they, like, reenact out, basically, the plot of the main story, but just with the characters as fish. Why do we talk about Futurama? Because it's a fucking great show, except for that last bit. That last bit is awful.
How long was Futurama on the air for?
Well, it was on and off the air for like 10 years, I think. But, I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Oh, fuck. This is really hard. Alright. Go find that out for me. Go find out how long Futurama was on the air for.
I'll look it up. But the other thing, that's...
Fucking heckin'
It was
butts.
from 1999 to 2013.
Wow. There you go. Yeah. Not as long as The Simpsons, but, you know, that's fine, I think.
But, yeah, the new show that Matt Groening's put out, Disenchantment.
Yeah.
Have you seen that at all?
I have seen it. I watched the whole thing on Netflix. It was fine. You know what? I was not paying attention at all, and now I've taken a bunch of damage, and now I'm dead. I've watched it. I don't remember much of it. I remember that people get fucking high and or drunk a lot. like every other episode, it's like the opening scene is them in a bar or whatever, which is fun. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a realistic look, quote unquote, at medieval life in a fantasy world.
I see.
And there's like a Weedle imp, and there's a shadow demon, and there's a princess, and they go on magical adventures together. And she becomes a nun at some point. I don't know if you can tell, but I've forgotten most of it. It was not particularly inspiring.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard mostly about it. I mean, I've watched maybe...
It was number 5, right?
That was the furthest one.
Hopefully.
I've watched maybe like... What? Like... 20 Simpsons episodes, 1 Futurama episode, and I've never seen Disenchantment. So, like, as iconic as those shows are, and, like, the same for, like, Family Guy and,
So, I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of Family Guy, but I have been on YouTube and just watched, like, highlights of all the best moments. So, I feel like I've watched about 50 episodes, but just not, like, the whole thing. Just, like, 5-minute clips.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my experience with Family Guy. I hear it's a great show.
It's kind of strange how, like, for so many of my friends, like, those shows are, like, formative to them.
Yeah.
And even though they were definitely on the air here, I just never watched them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't allowed to as a kid. My first experience was on an airplane where I had, like, a seat to myself, and I saw the Family Guy was on. I was like, oh, I can be, like, a real big kid now. I was, like, 12 or something, but, you know.
I see.
Yeah.
The other...
Yeah?
The other fun thing about shows like that, for us in Australia here, is that, like, most shows are pretty good about when they're released in the US, we get them in Australia, they're broadcast in Australia, so we kind of keep some parity between the release schedule of the 2 different regions.
Right.
But for things that are so long-term and regular, like...
Fuck!
Like this, like, the Groaning shows and,
Yeah.
Oh God, who's the creator of Family Guy?
I don't know. Peter something. I don't know. That's
Peter.
Peter.
That's the fucking character.
In a controversial move, the creator uses his own name for main character. This is awful. This is maybe the worst episode we've done yet.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. Look, he's in everything. He is. He does good stuff. He's a great man. I just don't like his show.
But like, for those shows that have been around, have staying power, and are just kind of like funny shows that don't really have a like episode to episode flow through. Like they don't have an overarching plot a lot of the time. Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
They're not broadcast in a consistent sequence over here.
I was gonna say, yeah, they could just cut them out of order and it'll be fine, right? Oh, those silly Australians, they won't know the difference.
Yeah, also, like, there were a bunch of cartoons that I used to watch when I was younger that, like...
With that.
Basically, we got, like, 3/4 of the way through a season and then the network would drop it.
Right, right.
And it's really hard as an international audience to, like, keep on top of shows like that. And a lot of my friends did, but...
just focusing on running.
Yeah, for me, that never really, like... I never really stuck with them because there wasn't much regularity to it.
What? Fuck it. Yeah!
Proper speedrun strats going up.
Yeah, fuck you! I ain't even going to engage with your shit unless I really need to, and I do in this room, so, you know.
If you let go of the shift key, you die.
I never let go of it, legitimately. I don't think I've ever let go of the shift key during this playthrough.
See, if we were using my nice keyboard, I could just macro it so you wouldn't even have to hold it.
Oh my god. I had to do that for some games. I was playing fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oh! No!
That was
Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance is a game with a large open world and not many fast travel options, so I macroed the walk key, the like walk forward key, and that worked pretty well for me. Anyway, god, that was an awful play. I can't believe I just did that.
I wonder if you go back to the room with the armor ups, if you can actually lower it again and get another one.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Which armor up?
In the room back where we get the over armor.
Yeah.
Or the overlife. Sorry, the.
Oh, right, you mean the Battler, the Battera. Yeah, sure. So there's a stair there. I wonder if what you're supposed to do is, like, move up here and fire out. I mean, it was too late now, but... Oh, hello. I don't know. I don't think it'd be possible to get another one. There's a bunch of stakes in here, though. We might just deal with them now. There we go. It's alright. We'll just funnel them. It's like the hot gates, except... with a lot more leotards.
Were they not known for leotards?
The Spartans? Yeah. I mean, I don't think so.
I don't know. Have you seen 300? There's a lot of flesh happening.
There's a lot of naked people, and also some like deformed hunchback man who like tells the story of the Spartans. Isn't that what happens in the historical
have you seen the
documents?
Movie?
I have. I just don't remember much of it. I also saw the like parody movie of it, of whatever it was called. Hot Cakes. I don't know. It had Paris Hilton in it.
Hot Cakes.
Stop.
Oh damn!
Every time I laugh, I get fucking hit.
All right, no humor in
no
this
humor.
show.
You're a totally serious show.
Absolutely.
Entertainment banned. Education only. What do you know about the world?
Well, I don't know. It's tough. All of my education is entertaining.
I see.
I'm a big fan of edutainment.
Blasted media students. It's true. That's what I tell people when they're like, "What do you do with your podcast?" I'm like, well, we educate people about the world and murder mystery fiction. We also entertain. I call it edutainment. It's a great phrase.
It's Vsauce's latest shows just come out. I don't know if I mentioned this last time because I don't think it had come out. But like, basically, normally what Vsauce 1, Michael Stevens' show has been doing is they do like the YouTube Red special, which is all about psychology.
Right.
And then in between they'll do a few normal free Vsauce episodes. But this time, basically, he got so caught up with development of Season 3 of Minefield, the psychology show, that there was just no content between Season 2 and 3.
I think that's working. Right.
Which is kind of a shame, but also apparently Minefield's about to be free to watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Instead of being a premium thing, which
is
decent.
I don't use YouTube Red, so I wouldn't know.
It's not even called YouTube Red these days. That's how out of touch we are.
With the kids?
It's called YouTube Premium now.
Oh, I thought that when you were saying YouTube Premium, you were just describing it as a service.
Nope, that's its name.
That's its name now. You pick up a med kit that you really need. Thank you, game. Alright, well, we've cleared all the shit in this area.
Alright.
Which is nice.
Now time to open a door and...
Yeah, I feel like I should be able to get these power-ups, but I just don't know how to get in there.
Well, we opened a bridge up there last time.
Did we?
Yeah, that's what some of these buttons did. We just didn't survive long enough to actually get there.
But we didn't... We went out of this room, though, because we died on another bridge in another area.
So I'm assuming you come back around to here. You just have to open these up while you're down here.
Maybe.
Because there are 3 buttons up top here, I think. Oh, no, there's one button.
There's the one, and there's some fake doorways. And then this does... It opens up the other area. But I don't know how to get...
Try interact with the other buttons now that you've pressed the first one.
I'm sure we had this exact conversation last time.
We definitely didn't have a conversation about it.
We totally did. I'm sure we did.
It was more telepathic and just conveniently...
Sure it was.
Can you interact with those doors behind you as well?
No. We literally... I swear to God, we talked about this as well. We cannot!
It's been 2 weeks.
We can't do it!
Edits it.
It's true. I'm telling you, we've already checked all this stuff. There's nothing here.
Alright.
The world's out to get me. Can't trust nobody. That's me shooting the world.
I see.
Okay, because I don't trust it. I don't trust the world.
I'm glad that we got this dramatic interpretation of events.
If only I could, like, look down the site. Insert line here.
What is that photo even from? What
it's,
scene is that?
God, he's blocking a punch from someone. I think it's a goat. I think it's a goat in EP8. Because I was going to say it's Renove, but he doesn't fight Renove. He fights Garp. And it's definitely not Garp. So it must be a goat in EP8. Because everyone gets a moment in that shit. Everyone has a good old time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can.
Alright, let's
do this now.
leg it then.
Wait. Look. Yeah, I see it. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Wait, actually. One thing. What if I do this? Like stay up here and then sprint down. And there's a secret passage. No, okay, fine. Let's just leave. Alright, let's... Oh, I thought I killed you guys. Oh, I totally didn't, did I? Because I ran past them. Well, now I have to fight through these sons of butts. Wait. You know what's great is that we had this exact same problem in the last video and I've completely forgotten... Oh!
There you go.
Yeah! Note to self, cut out me saying I don't know what I'm doing because I totally nailed it. Alright, let's do it.
Definitely wasn't me that pointed that out to you last time.
You didn't point out nothing! You didn't point out nothing.
Did I?
I mean, you probably did.
Sure?
I don't remember. It's been too long. Alright. It's a very meta episode today, which I like. Alright. But yeah, no, TV is fine. I've been watching lots of Archer, which has been fun.
I know next to nothing about Archer.
It's a really fun show.
I vaguely understand the premise, and that's about as much as I can say.
It's just like a really great parody of like spy movies and like spy, particularly James Bond, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a really great video on, I think, Wisecrack that talks about like why the humor works. But basically, the joke is that like James Bond kind of like there's always, you know, a gun in the closet or a boat waiting for him, or he's flying from country to country, and most like actual spies are like, how would you even pay for that? How much paperwork is James Bond like filling out behind the scenes? And that's the joke. That's the joke in Archer, is that the central drama is usually not actually about like, will Archer live through this? And because you know he's gonna live because he's the protagonist, but it's how much fucking money is he gonna cost their company on the way through?
Right.
Most of the central tension revolves around like embezzlement and like people creating Swiss bank accounts and like forgetting where they, you know, gambling away the life savings of the company, stuff like that. It's really great. It's really great comedy. God, I wish there wasn't so much shouting. I actually was editing this episode while I was in a call with someone, and they had to like, they were like, I am server muting you because I don't know what I'm hearing, but it is not good. All right, let's do this. Come on. Come on. So instead he wins the race. But yeah, highly recommend Archer. This is my second time through the show, and I'm getting a lot more of the jokes, which is nice.
Tell you what show I've been enjoying.
What have you been watching?
BBC's Sherlock.
Oh yeah. I hear good things. I hear it's like an actual murder mystery, unlike the Robert Downey Jr. adaptation.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Let's
do this properly.
The way that the show structures itself, like it's not a It's not a conventional murder mystery in the sense that like there is a murder that happens and then they solve the murder and that's the end. There's a lot more interesting tension about
fuck you.
Yeah,
sorry, what?
There's a lot more interesting tension about like who the masterminds are behind large schemes, and you know who are serial killers. There's not really any direct confrontation with the actual murder a lot of the time.
Which is cool. I like it.
Especially in the context of the show being set in a modern city makes a lot more sense. Also, the way that there's a lot more focus on the actual relationship between Sherlock and Watson rather than it just being...
Oh, by Jove. Sherlock, you're doing such a great job. Yeah. I'm going to go have a spot or two. You're such a bother.
Like, not only... Like, Martin Freeman, who plays Watson, is my favorite actor.
Okay, there we go.
He just has so much, like, he carries so much energy on screen, even in, like, a serious, stern scene. I love the way he performs. But the way that the show is written always leaves you a big question without leaving you, like, out of the loop. That's cool. Then when you come around to the solution, you don't feel cheated by it. You're like, oh, of course.
Yeah, something that's really cool that I've kind of seen. I haven't watched, like, a full episode, but I watched, again, analyses on, like, why the show works. Apparently in all the crime, like, all of the investigation scenes, they actually show the clues, like, properly to you.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It means you can work alongside with the detective.
Yeah, and the other thing is that they're very intelligent about which clues they show.
Yeah.
And the way that they present them. So, for example, in, like, in a lot of, you know, shows that try to do the murder mystery thing, they'll be like, oh, you know, there's a knife on the table, and that's the knife that the murderer had to use.
Yeah.
And the only way they can show that is by doing a close-up on the knife, which, like, if they do a close-up on the knife, it kind of completely gives away the fact that it's suspicious.
It's true.
Whereas the kind of stuff that BBC's Sherlock does is, like, they'll show you a letter, they'll let you know exactly what the letter says, but they'll leave it up to you to figure out why it's actually significant.
Right.
And they'll do things that, like, they'll make a whole bunch of contradictions about, like, why this letter should not actually be able to be here.
Yeah.
And I really love it.
Sorry,
Absolutely would recommend it if you're into murder mysteries.
I only heard about half of what you just said. I was hyped up on adrenaline.
It's alright, you'll get to edit it later.
It's true, I'll get to learn all about
still
why
didn't get those power-ups.
I don't care! Screw the power-ups, screw the power, fight them.
Remember that time we were discussing about how we'd have to go and get all the power-ups because otherwise Erica's scythe is garbage?
No, screw that.
Alright, sounds good.
Ava's Deception!
Ava's Deception.
Oh,
Next
boy.
time!
Next time!